今天我会来讲讲我是怎么为中文这个科目来准备的。Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Darren, a first year medical student studying at Monash University here in Melbourne, Australia. I graduated with a 99.95 last year and also a 45 raw in Chinese second language, and this was in year 11, so 2019. Now I'm not going to speak in Chinese for the entire video because people watching might not be that familiar with the Chinese language, which is completely fine. And also the advice I'm giving is applicable to all languages as well. This video will be split into two parts. In the first part, I'll be talking about how I prepared for the non-writing sections. And in the second part, I'll be talking about how I prepared for and how I recommend you guys prepare for the writing tasks. Enjoy. Firstly, how I prepared for the non-writing tasks. What I think is really important is to analyze your mistakes. For things like your reading comprehension and your listening, it's really critical. You need to be really critical of yourself and of your answers. The way they phrase questions is very specific. The way you need to answer, you can't answer more, you can't answer less. You got to be really grammatically correct as well, and you can just lose a mark really easily. So I definitely advise you to analyze your mistakes, why you made certain mistakes in exams, and learn each time so that you actually get better. So rather than just spamming a lot of listenings and a lot of reading comprehensions thinking you'll get better, really consciously make an effort to figure out why you got a certain question wrong, and also don't disregard it as you just misunderstanding the question. Think about ways to combat that. Should I underline it? Should I check the meaning in the dictionary even though I kind of think I know the meaning? Those little things really help you gain those marks in these non-writing sections. Secondly, something that helps a lot is vocab. I was pretty fine with vocab mostly. I'm someone who speaks Chinese at home, but even then there was occasionally vocab that I was not familiar with. So for people who aren't fluent Chinese speakers, it's even more important that you make a vocab list, learn from the vocab each time, and improve yourself as well. I think if you have tutors or teachers, they can probably point out to you that some vocab is esoteric, as in it probably won't appear again, but a lot of the vocab they do repeat again, especially things like conjunctions, like 即使 and what else is there, like and some 成语 as well, they repeat. So if you make those into a Quizlet or an Anki deck, or just normal flashcards, you'll really see them repeat, and when they repeat, you save time, you sort of know what it means better than if you just had to search it up in a dictionary. So those 2 points, learning vocab and figuring out why you got questions wrong, are really crucial for you to do well in the non-writing sections. Next, writing. Writing is quite difficult. I don't really think there's a better way to get better in writing than to just write a lot. So usually, no one really writes creative for the end of your exam, and the ones I mainly prepared for are personal writing and the either persuasive and evaluative pieces. Persuasive and evaluative pieces are quite similar. If you write a lot and you can plan topics as well, then you sort of have a similar structure and you need to have really clear logical progression. So once again, learning what went wrong in a certain essay. Did you sort of use phrases incorrectly? Were your topic sentences not really good? Learning from that will help you improve. And also planning, because then you can cover a lot of your bases. It's sort of like English. The topics are sort of like year 8, like comprehension, year 8, like persuasive topics. And so you need to have really clear points. Oftentimes it's really easy to come up with 1 or 2 points, but 3 is quite difficult. So planning will help you sort of combat different ideas as well. Actually, a funny story, in the actual Chinese exam, the essay topic was one I'd not written about. It was like 我的老师, 我的老师, so my teacher, my favorite teacher or something. And the reason I picked that was because I sort of talked about my teacher in my oral, and so I could apply a lot of those things to the essay section. But a lot of my friends prepared for this topic on like technology and automated sort of waitresses and waiters in restaurants. I think that was the topic, and so they were well equipped for that topic. Descriptive writing is a bit harder to generalize because whether you're describing your girlfriend, whether you're describing your travel experiences, it varies quite a bit. But general things like grammar, like idioms that you can use for a lot of essays, learning those and improving your grammar will be really helpful for you to just improve the baseline of your essays. Finally, another thing I did was I actually memorized essays, particularly the evaluative and descriptive ones. Actually, all of them. I memorized most of them I did. So my friend, talking about my friend, talking about my travel experiences in Shanghai, talking about the pros and cons of doing volunteer work. So in Chinese, there's not much adapting to the topic because there's not much nuance in the topics. It's either about volunteer work or it's either about whether your parents should let you participate in extracurricular activities. And so I think memorization is a really good way to keep those key idioms in your mind and also to know what arguments you would use for different topics. Thank you guys for tuning in to today's video. I hope you've enjoyed it. I haven't made many Chinese videos because I feel like the tutors in the Chinese schools are really well equipped to prepare you. But seeing as it's the end of the year, I thought I'd share my experiences as a student because I don't see many Chinese student perspectives on YouTube and anywhere really. It was also a bit of a throwback for me to talk about it. In 2019, it was a while ago, and my attitudes and my preparation processes in that time were much more immature than they are now. Hopefully your orals went well as well. Regardless of whether they went well or not, prepare hard for the written exam. Sort of forget about what happened in the past because the written exam is worth a lot, and you don't really know how well your oral went till the marks come out. So good luck preparing for the written exam. Go out there and smash this subject. It's really draining, really difficult, and a lot of people who do it are in year 11, but it's still incredibly time consuming as well. So I wish you the best of luck with all of that, and I look forward to seeing you all next time.